Good evening and welcome to this special weather broadcast. Tonight, we are focusing on a highly complex and unusual scenario unfolding across the Atlantic and Caribbean. The National Hurricane Center has just designated potential tropical cyclone number 9, PTC-9, previously tracked as Invest 94L, with its first official forecast track and tropical storm watches and warnings already issued for parts of the Bahamas. If development continues as expected, this system will soon become Tropical Storm Elda. Meanwhile, Major Hurricane Umberto continues to intensify farther east in the Atlantic. The potential interaction between these two systems is creating one of the most difficult forecast scenarios of the season so far. Over the next few days, impacts will spread across the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, eastern Cuba, Hispaniola, Jamaica, and possibly the U.S. southeast coast from Florida through Georgia and into the Carolinas. In this broadcast, we will walk you through what we know for certain, what remains uncertain, and what the most likely outcomes are. As of this evening, PTC-9 remains a loosely organized system. The low-level center is still trying to consolidate just northeast of Cuba, southwest of the Turks and Caicos, and south of the Bahamas. Because impacts to land are expected within 24 to 48 hours. The NHC has initiated advisories to allow for forecast tracks and watches to be issued. Warnings now in effect: a tropical storm warning for the central Bahamas, including Cat Island, the Exumas, Long Island, Rum Cay, and San Salvador. A tropical storm watch for the northern Bahamas, including Eleuthera, New Providence, Nassau, the Abacos, the Berry Islands, and Grand Bahama. This means tropical storm conditions are expected within the next 36 hours across parts of the central Bahamas and possible across the northern Bahamas within 48 hours. Development into Tropical Storm Elda is likely by Saturday or early Sunday at the latest. Short-term impacts, next 48 hours. Rainfall, Turks and Caicos, eastern Cuba, Hispaniola, and the central to northern Bahamas will receive widespread 4 to 8 inches, 100 to 200 millimeters of rain, with isolated totals exceeding 10 inches, 250 to 300 millimeters. Flash flooding and landslides are a major concern in the mountainous terrain of Haiti and eastern Cuba. Wind, gusty squalls with tropical storm force winds will spread across the Bahamas beginning Saturday, with stronger winds possible Sunday into Monday across Eleuthera, New Providence, the Berry Islands, and Grand Bahama. Marine hazards, rough seas and dangerous surf will batter the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos as long-period swells from Major Hurricane Umberto arrive. Combining with onshore winds from PTC-9, small craft should remain in port. The real difficulty is not the intensity forecast but the track and timing. 3 key steering features are in play: a trough and cold front digging deep into the northern Gulf of Mexico, creating a weakness in the subtropical ridge that could draw Elda northward toward the U.S. southeast coast. Major Hurricane Umberto, currently a powerful Category 3 storm and likely to strengthen to Category 4, spinning northeast of the Caribbean. Depending on how quickly Elda organizes, Umberto could either pull it offshore or allow it to slip inland. The speed of consolidation: if Elda develops a tight, well-defined center quickly, it will likely outrun Umberto and head inland into the Carolinas. If it remains broad and sluggish, steering currents may collapse, leaving it to stall near the coast before being nudged back out to sea. From these competing influences, 2 main scenarios emerge. Elda organizes quickly while moving across the Bahamas, then accelerates toward the southeast U.S. coast. Landfall would be possible late Monday or Tuesday, most likely in South or North Carolina, possibly brushing coastal Georgia. Intensity would be a strong tropical storm or Category 1 hurricane. After landfall, forward speed slows, leading to widespread flooding rainfall inland across the Carolinas, Tennessee Valley, and the Appalachians. Scenario B, slow development and coastal stall. Elda remains broad and slower to organize, drifting into the waters off the Georgia and Carolina coastline. Steering currents collapse, and the storm stalls for 24 to 36 hours just offshore or along the immediate coast. producing prolonged heavy rain, storm surge, and coastal flooding. Eventually, Umberto would likely tug the system northeastward and back out to sea. In this scenario, hurricane-force winds may stay mainly along the immediate coastline, but flooding rainfall and coastal erosion would be severe. Forecast models are split nearly evenly between these two solutions. Fast Track, Landfall Camp, Scenario A, U.S. models such as GFS, HAFS, and HWRF bring Elda inland as a tropical storm or low-end hurricane into the Carolinas early next week. Slow, Stall Camp, Scenario B, European and IECMWF solutions keep Elda lingering off the southeast coast before Umberto pulls it away. Outliers. Some icon runs stall Elda over the Bahamas longer before recurving out to sea, not impossible, but less likely. Consensus on intensity. Most models cap Elda at a high-end tropical storm or Category 1 hurricane, 70–80 miles per hour winds. Held and checked by mid-level dry air and shear near the coast. Bahamas, next 2 to 3 days. Eleuthera, New Providence, Andros, Abaco, the Berry Islands, and Grand Bahama will see torrential rainfall, flooding, and gusty winds up to 65 to 75 miles per hour, 100–120 kilometers per hour. Turks and Caicos, eastern Cuba, and Hispaniola. Risk of flash floods and landslides remains high. Preparedness, secure roofs, boats, and supplies, avoid all marine activity, heed local government orders. Southeast U.S. coast, Sunday night, Tuesday. Florida East Coast, squalls and gusts. Rough surf, rip currents, and coastal erosion. Direct landfall appears unlikely, but marine conditions will deteriorate rapidly. Georgia and the Carolinas. Scenario A. Landfalling tropical storm or Category 1 hurricane with damaging winds. Storm surge, power outages, and 6 to 12 inches, 150 to 300 millimeters of rain. Scenario B. Prolonged stalling near the coast with extended coastal flooding. Heavy rainfall totals, and major beach erosion. Inland areas. Heavy rain spreads into the Carolinas, Tennessee Valley, and Appalachians, raising flood and landslide risk. Bermuda and Umberto. Umberto is rapidly intensifying and may reach Category 4 strength with winds over 140 miles per hour. Current forecasts favor a recurvature between the U.S. and Bermuda, sparing the East Coast direct impacts but producing powerful swells across the entire western Atlantic basin. Bermuda must monitor closely for potential wind and surf impacts. Wider Caribbean, 3–4 days. Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, increasing showers and thunderstorms. Localized flooding. Hispaniola, extremely vulnerable to flash flooding and landslides. Residents must avoid river crossings and mountain travel. Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, more scattered showers. Less intense impacts. Central America and Yucatan Peninsula. Moisture along a weak frontal boundary may spark showers and localized flooding. Saturday. Likely designation of Tropical Storm Elda, heavy rain and strengthening winds across the central Bahamas. Sunday. Northern Bahamas under the heaviest squalls, rough seas off Florida's east coast. Monday to Tuesday. Critical period, either landfall across the Carolinas or a stall near the coast before turning away. In both cases, significant coastal flooding and heavy rainfall are expected. Stay tuned to official advisories from the NHC and your local emergency management agencies. In the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, remain in port. Avoid travel in flood-prone mountain areas. Prepare emergency supplies. Along the southeast U.S. coast, use the weekend to clear drains. Secure property, stock food, water, and medicines, and be ready to follow evacuation orders. Remember, even if Elda never makes a direct landfall, a stall along the coast can still produce life-threatening flooding, storm surge, and erosion. In summary, this is a forecast with unusually high uncertainty. The exact track of Elda depends critically on how quickly its center consolidates in the next 24 to 36 hours and how it interacts with powerful Hurricane Umberto. We will continue to bring you updates with every new advisory. Please subscribe and share this broadcast with family and friends across the Bahamas, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Preparedness is always the best defense. Thank you for joining us. Stay safe, and we will see you in the next update.